Hey everyone, how you doing? It's your boy Shaheener coming at you with another episode of the Pokemon Battlers podcast. Of course, joined by my co-host over here, Bano.
Shiny God, please.
Yeah, Shiny God. We're both Shiny Gods over here, which if you haven't checked out the latest Shiny Gods video, link is down below. So we are back again with our wonderful friend, co-host, friend of the show, Mr. Bottenbig over here, aka the Slugma Male.
Yeah, Slugma Male. Doing all right. I'm not a shiny Slugma. I'm not a shiny God, but I'm just doing my best.
You know, Shiny Slugma is actually great too. I think you could get to that point. I think you can get the Shiny Slugma God. We'll teach you. We'll teach you the ways.
I'll name one of the two. Well, I have Macargo now, so I'll name one of the two.
So, this is episode 9 of season 2 of the podcast. And so this episode is based off of Pokemon Battle Revolution for the Nintendo Wii. And have either of you guys played this game before?
I have not played it, but I've seen people play it, but for reasons aside from playing it.
Mm-hmm. Then what about you, Bottenbig?
I had a Wii, and I knew what to do with it. I needed to get this Pokemon game because I was really into Pokemon, and I was really disappointed that it didn't have any mini games.
Right.
For how expensive it is, and no like story mode. And yeah, it was kind of a bummer. I don't really have good memories of this game. Like, I thought like, whoa, the graphics are insane, and that's it.
Yeah, it basically is like the graphics are amazing. The animations are really, really good for the most part. But yeah, we'll be getting to this disappointment of a game. But yeah, it came out on the Nintendo Wii. So in Japan, came out December 14th, 2006. In North America, June 25th, 2007. Australia, November 22nd, 2007. And in Europe on December 7th, 2007. And despite it being such a kind of bare bones game, it was developed by Genius Sonority, who we know as the ones who developed Coliseum and XD.
I mean, at this point, they have, the experience.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's true. So this is kind of more of like honing in like the battling and like the Gen 4 aspect of it. I more or less had the same feelings as you, Bottenbig, where it's like, I mean, it wasn't the worst game I've played, but man, was it like they really were just lacking on just different game modes. Like, yeah, there was different Coliseums and stuff, but even then, it's still the same mode.
Yeah, it's just super underwhelming. Like, come on, guys! Like, it was a full $60 game too, right? When it came out.
Yeah, full price, and even then, it's like there was no mini games, and it's the Wii. The Wii is literally the system for group party games and shovelware games. The least they could do is make a Pokemon shovelware game.
Was it even multiplayer?
It was to an extent, and so the way that you did multiplayer, at least the way that I remember vividly for it, me and our friend Kyle did it, where you could actually connect your DSs to the Wii via wireless connection, and you could upload your team onto there, and you could battle kind of like the Game Boy, like the transfer pack for the Nintendo 64. But this one is with the DS and it was wireless. And so you use your DS as a controller as well on the Wii. And so that's the way that I know it as. I don't remember if you could use like different Wii remotes and just use a rental Pokemon in there. But they only had like 2 predetermined teams on there. Like one if you're male, one if you're female. It's like the male character had like
passes?
Yeah, the rental passes were like, oh, if you're this character, then you're getting like the Kanto Pokemon. If you're this character, then you're getting the Sinnoh Pokemon. And even then, they weren't like fully evolved ones. It was like second stage. It was really stupid, honestly. Like it didn't give you like a full just generic rental roster like the Stadium games did. Which I am going to be comparing a lot to Stadium because the basis of this is essentially a spiritual successor. Like I know that nobody really said it was, but it really is. Like at the core of it.
This is kind of where the only experience I have with this game comes in, is that I know that those rental pass Pokemon are shiny huntable.
Are they really?
Cool.
Yeah, you can. You can constantly keep like starting a new game, and going to those rental passes and trying to get a shiny Pokemon. You're seeing 12 at a time, so it's not terrible, but it is a little bit more so than it would be if you're like playing on a DS and soft resetting for a starter or something.
That's funny, and the worst part about it is that you can't acquire them, right? Like they're just rentals.
No, you can. I think you can.
Like to get them into your game?
I believe so.
Huh. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah. I don't know if I would have the patience to do that either, but it's like, because I mean, it's not like there's like a shiny charm or anything in a Battle Revolution game.
No, and it's 1 in 8,000, so you definitely
Ooh.
take some time.
The fullest
but once
of
you
odds.
have it, you have it.
The worst, fullest of odds. And
I wonder
so,
why they wouldn't put the effort into doing that, making the shiny and just a rental like.
Well,
Maybe
it's
they
more
just,
so.
like, directly copy and pasted something.
It's more. It's not meant. Obviously, they're not meant to be like, hey, we're gonna do this so that people can actually go and try and do it. It's more so that like it was probably like, hey, this is what happens when we generate Pokemon, and the shininess is just a chance of that, or like that's built into their code. So when it generates it, each of them gets a roll, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, sucks.
yeah.
And then people just with their obsession of shiny hunt, they just made it into that.
If there's a method to shiny hunt something, somebody's going to do it. And it's astounding, like, the resilience of some shiny hunters, or just the mental illness that they suffer through and that we get to enjoy on their pain.
There was a guy, I think, leading up to Scarlet and Violet. It was trying to finish a hunt in Sword and Shield, where he was trying to fish up the Feebas from Route 2, I think, like right where Professor Magnolia's house is.
Yeah.
I can't remember specifically, but I remember he had something like 20 Magikarp and like 16 Choodles, and he still hadn't found the Phoebus.
Whoa.
Yeah, and
Oh
he
my-
still kept going until Scarlet and Violet was like literally coming out. Then he just modded his Switch and changed the odds and caught a Phoebus.
Ew. Jeez.
I heard
But
that
the fact-
99% of shinies pop up right before you quit hunting for them.
Yeah, it's
You know
probably
that
it's
meme
like that
of the guy finding the diamonds?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shiny is always under the next one. Yeah, they use
It's
slot.
like,
They use
Just
slot
one
machine
more hit.
mechanics.
One more hit. Just give me one more. Yeah, so in this game, it's a battle simulator, so it's literally it's like the stadium mode in like Stadium 1 and 2, but just the whole game. And there's 11 different Coliseums with their own modes on there. So basically, Gateway Coliseum is usually the first one, quite literally a gateway into the game. And so that's where you could do your rental and your trade battle. So if you have your system and you're just going to wirelessly transfer your team over, then you just use that. The Coliseum Master and that one, because each one has their own Coliseum Master, basically like their gym leader, or like their like the Tower Brain or something like that, or Frontier Brain.
But going back even further, do you pick your character, or do you?
Yeah,
how
you
do
pick. It's like, are you a boy? Are you a girl? And then you just go from there. And then it's just really from there. The only difference is just like the Pokemon team, the rental pass that they give you. That's really it. Yeah, it's really not much other than that.
Yeah, because the way I see it is that you start a new game, pick whatever you are, and then you can pick a choice of the two rental passes, either the Kanto one or the Sinnoh one.
Yeah.
And I think the Kanto one is the starters plus Pidgeot. I can't remember. Can you look those up while I go over? I know it's the starters, Pidgeot, and I believe Dratini or Dragonair. And then the Sinnoh one is the Sinnoh starters, Staravia and Gabite.
That sounds right. Let
I don't
me
remember
make
what
sure.
the other ones are.
Yeah, so basically the Kanto one's Ivysaur, Charmeleon, Wartortle, Dragonair, Rhyhorn, and Pidgeot.
Rhyhorn, that's what it was.
And then for the Sinnoh Pass, Grotle, Monferno, Prinplup, Luxio, Gabite, and Staravia. Which is weird because that they don't give you Staraptor, but the other one gives you Pidgeot? I don't know.
Does it give you Pidgeot? I thought it gave you Pidgeotto.
No, it gives you Pidgeot.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, and then there's additional passes on there too, but you gotta play through the game. You could unlock them. So like there's one of them where it's Sandslash, Haunter, Matang, Bibarel, Rotom, Mightyena. There's Beautifly, Golbat, Blossom, Sneasel, Lopunny, Luminion. Let's see, there's Machoke, Sudowoodo, Piloswine, Hypno, Camerupt, and Muck. There's a lot of them.
And as I say,
actually,
going
I think
in,
we're
when
getting
you
to
said
the
you can
end,
make your own, can you make your own to play through whatever like counts as the story of this game? Because I know it's not a story more so than it is like just battling through
An exhibition.
Coliseums.
Yeah.
Yeah, an exhibition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Can you make your own battle pass?
No, you
can't
can only
make your
use
own?
predetermined ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
fine.
then the last one, I guess there's just one more, is Seadra, Togetic, Pikachu, Dugtrio, Vespiquen, and Cherrim.
we're already starting off pretty bad because I think it like for me because like you said over and over again, it's more of an exhibition for me to even start the like we're already on a bad start like having to pick rental passes. I mean, granted, the rental passes are a little cool, having starters on them, but not being able to have like your own pass to go through this is already a downside.
Oh, totally.
But I'm assuming that you can only like battle with the Pokemon from your DS on online battle or using Wi-Fi battle.
I think originally that you could use any Pokemon on there. You could take any Pokemon, throw it on there, especially on Wi-Fi battles, because they weren't for some reason following the video game tournament rules, like the online ones. So you could use like legendaries, Ubers, whatever. And then they're like, oh, let's restrict legendaries on there. So they got rid of they put in the legendary rule. And then later on, they got rid of it up until the Wi-Fi service was discontinued. And so, that was kind of like a weird thing where it's like people would just only battle with legendaries online because it's like nobody's actually going to be competing in there. It's just playing online on the Wii was always just a shitstorm to say the least. Try playing Smash Bros. Brawl online, or at least when it was active. No, it was really not a clean experience to say the least.
So you could only use your Pokemon when battling online using Wi-Fi battle?
No. You could do that over wireless too. So like if you and a friend both have DSs, you just hanging out on the couch, they could both connect to the Wii.
Yeah, but you can't use any of your Pokemon in any of the game content.
I think it depends on if it allows it or not. Yeah, I think it just depends on the Coliseum that you're in, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So let's see, there's Main Street Coliseum, which is basically like knockout battles. That one, so the Coliseum Master for Gateway is his name's Joe. Then there's Coliseum Master Taylor. Then after that is the Waterfall Coliseum, which has a team order of your Pokemon decided by the opponent. So you get to choose what order they have their team out. So that one, the Master is Marina. And after, once you beat the Waterfall Coliseum, you unlock the Neon Coliseum, which has a team order randomly made via a roulette, rather than like the opponent choosing. Which I guess if it's by a computer, it's still a roulette in a way, right?
Isn't that the Pokemon wheel? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah, like the wheel.
I thought that was like
I think
it puts everyone's Pokemon in a pool and then you just play. It's more gambling. That you like gamble to see who uses what Pokemon.
I didn't get too far into the game, honestly. I'm just going purely off of it.
Oh yeah, I'm watching a video of it right now, and they're like, the wheel is spinning, and then people take turns like dropping something onto the wheel, and whenever it lands on, that's the Pokemon that's the next in your roster.
Oh, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. It'd be cool if they had more, like, if they didn't have mini games, if they had more ways to like switch up the battle.
Yeah. I mean, it's still just the basic like double battles too. It's like basic single battle, double battle. It's not like that there's like in Gen 5 where they had triple battles in rotation, where it was like it just made it more interesting. Or what was the last one? The Inverse.
Inverse is top tier.
Yeah.
Well, not top tier. It's
a great battle mode to help you think more. Yeah, it's very fun. Like if you get a chance to do inverse battles, that's a great one. So after that is the Crystal. Well, that one the Master is Rosie. After that, the Crystal Coliseum is a 16-person tournament mode, and that one the Master is Volden. After that, so once you defeat the Neon one, then you get to unlock the Sunny Park Coliseum, which is just more knockout battles. That one the Master is Sachet. Magma Coliseum is a 6-trainer tournament unlocked by defeating Sunny Park. That one the Master is Terrell. The Sunset Coliseum, that one is 12 Pokemon are randomly selected, and each trainer is given 2 of those 12. Then you must win with these random Pokemon. The Master of that one is Dusty. Let's see. Then there's the Courtyard Coliseum, which is just more knockout battles. And then round 2 of that one, if you're like, you go through, you beat it, and then you go to round 2 of it, it's a 100-trainer battle. Which that one is, the Master is Kruger. Stargazer Coliseum, the team order is decided by the opponent. and that round 2 has 8 sets of 4 trainers with like really strong Pokemon. I think this is like the really like the most difficult one is the Stargazer one. That one, the master is Mysterial. And then the Lagoon Coliseum is like DS multiplayer and Wi-Fi battles and stuff like that. So there's no Coliseum master in that one.
I forget the Coliseum Masters. They have like their own special outfit, right?
Yeah, they have their own kind of like get up and their whole like
Let me
identity.
see, because this is where I can chime in for the last time in this.
Yeah,
In this
I think
video.
that, like Mysterial had the most interesting, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, what's the waterfall one? Marina.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I think I might be onto something here.
Are they all like named after the environment they're in?
Okay, yeah,
Like water,
yeah.
marine.
Yeah.
I wasn't on something on this one. Okay, so
He's on one.
Bear with me on this. Okay, so each Coliseum Master has like a specific outfit, right? And it's possible. I learned this maybe about 6 months ago. That it's possible, like Marina, for example, was wearing like a Kyogre getup, right? You can get her to have an outfit that's shiny.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it'll be the Kyogre shiny colors. It'll be pink instead of blue.
Really?
Shout out to AbSoulBlocks Pokemon because that's a video.
Yeah, shout
and
out.
He actually managed to do it for the one that has the Groudon one. I don't know what it is.
That's incredible.
But here's how, at least how I understand it, is that once you beat the Coliseum Master, you get to you get their outfit basically so that you can put it on your own trainer customization. However, if you want to wear like the shiny version, you have to beat them when they're wearing it. So like you can just like keep rebattling them until they wear it, and they don't know the actual odds. Like nobody knows what odds it could possibly be.
What the hell?
But it has a chance to show up. I believe there's only 2 documented video cases of it.
And
one being the Kyogre girl, and one being the Groudon one from Absol.
that's insane.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
What? How did anybody discover that though?
It's actually in one of the Battle Revolution books. It says sometimes the Coliseum Masters may have a different outfit, and it doesn't show like a picture or anything. So people just went off that and eventually found it.
That's amazing. What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I haven't watched the AbSoulBlocks video in a while, but I know that there's video documentation of the Kyogre one and the Groudon one. I'm not sure if there's one for all of them.
That's
But
insane.
I assume if it's for those 2, they might as well do it for all of them, right?
Yeah, right. That's crazy though. I mean, I would. Oh my gosh, like that's. I don't know what to say on something like that. That's just mind blowing. That.
So that's what
One-
they did instead of mini games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just
They made that.
out of the shiny odds for somebody's outfit rather
Something
than an
that people
actual
wouldn't
minigame.
discover for 20 years later.
Probably would never discover most likely. Yeah,
Right,
other
and-
than like the one person that read the manual, they just dropped it like, oh my god.
I'm watching a video of gameplay right now, and it's funny that when there's double battles, it introduces them as like 2 people, but it only shows one person in their name. So it shows like, you're now battling close siblings, Craig. it's just one guy, but he's close siblings.
It's always Craig. Fucking Craig.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, based on like what we have right here jotted down for like the Colosseums and the Masters, it's kind of cool that each of them have their own like rules to it. But I feel that like that this idea was already off to like it was like a bad train of thought, like a bad branch on a tree,
Yeah.
because like you said, we can't use your own Pokemon except for in certain situations. And I also feel that like, if anything, this should have been like a Battle Frontier game instead of like an exhibition game.
Right. Yeah. I could agree with that.
Especially with the thought they put in 11 different Colosseums, each with their specific rules. Some of them, overlapping with like having the tournaments or is just straight up knockout battles. The one that has like the random Pokemon selected, you get 2 out of 12. kind of reminds me of the Battle Arcade from the Sinnoh and Johto Battle Frontiers. And if you're not familiar with that one, what it does is basically every battle there's like a roulette that pops up, and it can have like a berry or a poison or a paralysis or something, and it'll like randomly select something. It can even give your Pokemon items, if I remember correctly, and it's all like, it just does that, and then you'll have to do that battle while poisoned, or battle while paralyzed, or battle with, like, you get swapped with an item or something like that. And it was actually really fun. It's actually one of the only Battle Frontier places that I actually won like I can't remember what they're called, a print, I think.
Yeah.
I beat the silver one with I think it was Leafeon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, if you can believe that.
I was gonna say with Flareon, that's like a dang, because Flareon is kind of
This is before I started dipping into Smogon and all that. But yeah, that one was really cool. I think I also won in the Battle Factory before. But yeah, that reminds me of that. The tournament things, it's just a tournament, so it's whatever. But yeah, I think like this game should have been a Battle Frontier. This game should have like been a fully realized Battle Frontier game. Yeah, with using the Pokemon from your game to do all that, and still have the animations and all the new Pokemon, whatever. But it feels like, I don't know, I feel like when they started this concept, they just went down, like, made every bad choice leading up to this game.
Or they were just like told, hey, make a game for the Wii that's based on battling. We're not going to give you much of a prompt, but you have like 6 months.
Right.
And I mean, I think that this game could have done really well, like, had it been fully fleshed out on the Wii U. Because I think about a game like Nintendo Land, where they had that kind of theme park kind of thing going on, where I feel like a Pokemon battle-based game could look really good on it first. It could look really good, but also could probably run very smoothly, too. And just have so much more on the Wii U disc rather than, like, on the Wii. Because the Wii, you could store, I think it was like the biggest game was Brawl with like 8 gigs.
Right. I have to remember the Wii was just like a souped-up GameCube, right?
The Wii was basically a souped-up GameCube.
Right.
Yeah, so graphically, I think it only like went up to like 480, and then the Wii U was 1080. So I think that like visually, it just looked way more astonishing if it was on Wii U.
Right.
But I think that kind of just goes without saying.
It kind of feels like they just worked so hard on the 3D models and environments and stuff that when it came time to gameplay, they're like, shit, okay, let's just battle.
Yeah.
Battles. Maybe this is why they don't do the full national decks anymore, like 3D modeling everything, because they just did so much on this one. They're like, we're not going to do it anymore.
I think we should probably do the the Dexit video at some point.
Yeah.
That was a huge scandal and just like basic lies, really.
Yeah. Lies and slander.
Lies and slander, because like the whole thing was that it takes us too long. Like you said, it takes us too long to do the models. And then when Sword and Shield came out, they did the data mine. They're like, this is the same wireframe from Sun and Moon. You guys didn't do anything.
That's why the true story is that Battle Revolution wore them out. They were just tired. They can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Genius Sonority hadn't really done too much, like at least in terms of like full console games. They've been kind of relegated to mobile games like Cafe Remix and stuff like that. But at least with like first party Pokemon games, like Game Freak developed games, they're just rehashing the same animations over and over, and so it's just like they're claiming one thing, but it really just like it's strongly implied to be not the case.
Maybe we could just do a Game Freak video, because I feel like the company is just it's not great. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just not great, and like I feel like it's one of those like dumb big game company moments where like we hit it out of the park. We had Coliseum, it was a banger. We had XD, banger. All right, make another game. And they're like, okay. How much time do we have? You're like, you got a year. Do it.
Yeah. It was supposed to be due yesterday.
Yeah, because I don't remember when Coliseum came out in the States. I think it was 2004.
Yeah.
And this one came out in 2003.
Battle Revolution came out in 2007.
Yeah, in America, but I'm assuming that it was made for the Japanese audience first, then translated into the United States. So whenever Japan had Coliseum. If ours was 2004, I have to imagine it was 2003, and maybe 3 years or 2.5 years, however long it was, just wasn't enough. And
Right.
they barely got the models done, like you said, and then they're like, we'll just copy the battle system over, and then that's that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and just I always think every time about like the character models from Gen 7 and Gen 8 where it's literally just cut and paste. I mean, yeah, it's that animation gets copied over so much. And I think that like the meme kind of got to them because in Gen 9 I don't remember seeing it at all. So like they got rid of that one in particular, but there's still like plenty of them that all the characters just rehash over and over again.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, the characters in Gen 9 are actual people, whereas everything else kind of leading up to that point, at least for like X and Y. I mean, X and Y didn't have too many like repeated ones, but Gen 7 was like a huge thing, and Gen 8 kind of Hop did kind of the same thing.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
One thing too is the UI doesn't even really look very good in this either. Like the picking your moves and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like
bare
that
bones.
just seems like the last 5 days they're like, shit, we don't have any ways for people to pick their moves.
Yeah, you're just so focused on the models. Like, oh yeah, there's a game to this too. Yeah, it's very just like tacked together. But,
it's also not like I don't think anybody was like begging for this game to come out.
yeah.
I mean, I think if anything, people were begging for like a new Coliseum game, and I'm
Still are.
100% sure.
Still are.
Yeah, still are. And I'm 100% sure that they were counting on people thinking this was another Coliseum game.
Or a new stadium game.
Yeah, or a new stadium game, and that's why they bought it. Mm-hmm. And, you got suckered into buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
worked.
Much to our dismay, it worked. But I do remember like the Wi-Fi thing or the wireless thing was very, very cool at the time. It was like, oh my gosh, like this system connects to this one without any cables. Because I didn't realize that the Wii had the wireless capabilities built in, that it could just connect to a DS like that. I thought that was so sick. That yeah, it's, I don't know. That's the only thing that I thought was interesting about it. But there is also another thing that was kind of interesting about it. So there are some mystery gift Pokemon that are available to be acquired in the games, that you could get them with special codes that I will be showing as I talk about them for Electivire and also for a Magmortar. I don't remember if they have anything special about them, if they're like movesets
They
different
do.
or anything.
I think the Magmortar has a Psychic.
Yeah, it's some special moves on there. So, yeah, if you happen to have Battle Revolution and a DS, then there's your whatever. Yeah, woo!
I mean, I guess you earned something for your $60. You can get Electivire and Magmortar without having to trade somebody.
Yeah, I guess. Yes, the antisocial, the introvert in you will be very happy.
And a
when
Surfing Pikachu. Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got a Surfing Pikachu in my Pokewalker and on Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and I put it in the daycare
center.
And
Goddamn daycare center, dude.
they overwrote Surf on my Pikachu. And I think I had a Flying Pikachu. They did the same thing as well. The
Same
bastards.
thing, yeah.
Damn.
Also, which reminds me about that, during that time for 8 Heart Gold Soul Silver, the event for that shiny-eared Pichu, or the shiny notch-eared Pichu, it was actually marketed as a Pikachu-colored Pichu. They didn't call it shiny.
Yeah.
They just called it a Pikachu-colored Pikachu. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing that phrasing. I was like, that's weird. Isn't it shiny just gold?
Right.
Yeah. That was such a weird one. And it's like one of the only Pokemon that cannot be transferred at all is the spiky-eared Pichu.
Right. If they do a Let's Go Johto or a Legends Celebi or whatever, I want notch-eared Pichu back.
I almost thought you were going to say Nacho Pichu.
Nacho Pichu.
Yeah. Found in Machu Picchu.
Nacho Libre
but,
in Machu Picchu.
Get that corn out of my face. Oh man. If I could have Jack Black in a Pokemon game, as he plays like the hiker or whatever, I could see that.
He would
happening.
play Incineroar or something, right?
Yeah.
Or hiker, yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening.
He'd be Pangoro.
Yeah. That is true. Kung Fu
Yeah,
Panda.
yeah.
Kung Fu Pangoro.
Kung Fu Pangoro.
Trademark 2023 Babblers exclusive rights.
So yeah, there's no mini games.
No mini games, but there is trainer customization.
There is that. But yeah, I feel like you are getting shafted like hugely with this game. With no mini games, we'd be able to battle people, which you were already able to do with your DS, I guess. But now you can see it in 3D, and then a very bare bones like Coliseum mode.
Exactly, it's pretty shallow, and I guess that there were a lot of new models made for Pokemon in this game, like new models, animations, sounds, etc. But there is quite a lot still being rehashed from Coliseum, XD, Stadium 1 and 2. So it's not like they completely ground up new animations. It's just like a lot of them got it, but not all of them. Because I mean, there's technically you could battle with any of the 493 Pokemon, but you have to find ways of acquiring them on your DS and then just play with that on there, which is pretty insane. But that is how it goes. I really don't have anything else about these games here, but
All right. I'll take. We need to stretch this episode out. How much are we?
Well,
at?
I
was
have
gonna
something
say.
I could.
Yeah.
But you guys go first.
No. You're a guest, please.
Spit your truth, King.
Pop off, King.
I was just, I said this in a previous podcast with you guys that the battling wasn't ever my favorite part. Like, I always liked more imagining the world of Pokemon. Even when I played the mainline games, I would always just pick the Pokemon that I thought would be the coolest to hang out with or like to have in real life.
Yeah.
So like this game just did not appeal to me at all. Like if I ever wanted to battle, I could battle just on the DS with my brother. I didn't need all this fancy graphics. So I remember this was around the time where I was kind of getting out of Pokemon, but I remember getting an action replay for my DS and like just hacking my Diamond and Pearl games and stuff to get just rare candies and different Pokemon, So I found something like at Target, and I think it was called like a power save.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like that for the Wii. So I was like, oh wow, am I going to be able to unlock some crazy stuff in this game and get some more enjoyment out of it? But then it ended up just being like, it was just like saves that people made. That it was like pre-made saves that had stuff unlocked, basically. So it wasn't like a cheat or anything fancy. It was just like, it was kind of just like buying a used game and having someone else's file on there. So that was just another disappointment layered on top of it.
Yeah, it was like a weird offshoot from like the Action Replay Company or like whatever is the overarching company of that. I never got the Power Saves one, but I remember seeing like Action Replays that were for like the PS2 and the GameCube and whatever. I still have my... Yeah. Oh, good.
I remember the shitty Pokemon art on the Action Replay boxes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, those were the worst bootleg pieces of shit ever. And I remember some people like thought they were legitimate, and so a long time ago, I don't know if they still have it, but on Cerebi, they had a page for like fake Pokemon, and it's like, these are not real. These are not real. And it's just like, it just shows a lot of the Action Replay ones that people thought were real. It's like some shit ass lizard and whatever. It's like, this is so stupid. Yeah. Oh man, you just unlocked a core memory for me on that one.
You guys should do a whole episode just based on Pokemon rumors, like growing up. Like, like the Mew behind the truck and stuff like how did that kind of stuff just blow up so that so many people knew about it?
We could have a whole section on... Yeah.
The truck blow up? What is this, like, freaking, like...
No, there's like you can get a Mew if you could get a Mew, like if you turn around 3 times and then look and then press the back of the truck, right?
You like do strength on the back of the truck or whatever.
SSN. Yeah, strength, yeah. But I remember... I really liked Banjo-Kazooie as a kid, and someone in my class once said that the last level of Banjo-Kazooie that I was never able to unlock, that you could find a Mew in Banjo-Kazooie.
What the
Nice.
And like Pika Blue, like everyone thought Meryl's name was Pika Blue. Like where did all that stuff come from? That's so crazy.
Just fan imagination. Back when things were led to the imagination instead of leaks. Before we had full access to the internet and all the data mines and stuff. Back when we were barbaric, just, cavemen.
And then when you did get internet access and you just like, you look up Cerebi or something, you just download it all into your eyes.
Exactly. Like, yeah, Cerebi, Maryland, all that kind of stuff. I was all over it, dude. Yeah. That would be fun, though, to go over, like rumors of Pokemon games. But also, when it comes to something like Battle Revolution, could you guys see like a Stadium or Frontier type game happening on like the Switch or the soon to be Switch 2 or whatever they're calling it?
All
Like,
right, I was gonna make this Bono's how to fix Battle Revolution
Yeah.
segment, but I guess we're just gonna bury Battle Revolution and go into Bono's making the best
Yeah.
making the best of the worst situation here.
yeah,
Yeah, this game 100% should be a fully fledged out like Frontier game. Like it should, because I think that what the Pokemon series right now is missing is a way to get people to treat competitive Pokemon more seriously than it already is. There is like Botten said, like battling isn't for everyone, but for a majority of people, that's what they enjoy about this game. People enjoy, using their Pokemon or breeding them and then using them to stomp other people. And a way to introduce people into that more is like a Battle Frontier, because we've been given all this stuff like in Scarlet and Violet, like we can buy items. They're a little bit expensive, but you can buy choice band, choice specs, loaded. They keep making new items to use in the competitive scene and give to people, and it's like, you can go and buy that and then try it. There's no like segue into that. There's no like like, let me give you a little taste of what competitive online battling could be. It's either you do it or you don't. And I feel like a Battle Frontier can get people into that, especially if we start treating like if we start treating the battle facilities as like formats. Like if inverse battle becomes a format, I feel like the entire competitive meta that we have now is like gone, because like what's good against Landorus if like all of a sudden electricity becomes good against Landorus? How is that going to affect everything else? Is that going to make a bunch of like garbage electric types like that much more powerful and that much more sought after?
Yeah, and it's a very interesting concept to think about too, because I could think of it as like you were saying in a way, is that this could be a good way to get people into the competitive scene if they wanted to like play with that. I was kind of like picture it the way that as you were explaining all that, like, okay, you start and there's like certain Pokemon you could pick, and then you go through some battles, and then you're able to unlock certain moves for them, or you get like certain TMs or TRs, and then you also unlock certain items too as you go through battles, and that's kind of like the main part of it. But then they'll have some mini games on the side for like the kids to get into or whatever. So it's not just like a battle thing where you have some of the stadium aspects, but then you have the Frontier aspects that the hardcore fans really, really have been pining for, because we got nothing.
I have a hard time imagining a Battle Frontier thing being its own game.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is, great, but that's why it worked so well being like an addition to the Diamond and Pearl and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Emerald. It's like, because you could seek it out if you wanted to. You weren't forced to go and buy a specific game for it.
Yeah.
And do it. Which is why I really think if we're going the DLC route, then that should be an opportunity. Also, give people the option to buy it. If you're going to make the Teal Mask and
Indigo Disc,
and you're going to have that be a story extension, that's fine. People can buy that and play that and do what they want with it. I enjoyed the Teal Mask regardless of the shit I have to go through with it. But if you do like a Battle Frontier or something like that as an extra thing, and you don't lock Pokemon behind it, it's just a place where you can go and get in-game recognition. You can get your prints, you can get your clout online. It also just drives up like the amount of like interest. Like I said, like kids will do it and think that I want to take my team and see how far I can get, and then that can introduce them. Okay, you didn't do too well, or you keep trying, you fail, and that really weeds out a lot of kids, because a lot of kids these days, kids in general, are just like, I don't want to keep doing anything that's hard.
Okay,
or I don't want to. Yeah, I don't
Kids
want to
these
do
days.
anything that I'm not good at. But for the few that do break through, they'll go online and be like, how do I win at the battle arcade? Okay, well, you need to EV train your Pokemon. What is EV training? Then they dive into that. Then they dive into IVs, and they're like, oh, use the Mochi that's in the Teal Mask, or use the vitamins in the base game. Then you get your EV trained Pokemon. you come back to the Battle Arcade, you dominate it, and you get your thing, and it's just like that cycle of challenge and reward.
It's a very vicious cycle.
It's a very vicious cycle. Plus, like Botten said, there's so much in the Pokemon world that they could do with the Battle Frontier. Like the Battle Pyramid, I never would have imagined like that being a thing, because it's not like the Battle Stadium where it's just like the Battle Tower. It's not like the Battle Pike, which is like just the choice. It's not like trying to think of all the battle facilities. It has its own thing to it. You have to explore and fight wild Pokemon and trainers and get past a level. It's basically, it's not a battle royale, but it is like a test of endurance, and also like which Pokemon you take in, and you have to account for the fact that you're going to be left in a dungeon with no items, or you might find health items eventually, but then you got to factor, okay, I need a sturdy Pokemon that's a wall, and then I need an attacker, and then I need something that has recovery, that I can do and utilize, and that's awesome. Like that's something that I never would have thought of, but that and it's not like, it's challenging, but it's not impossible.
Right.
Whereas the Battle Tower and BDSP or in Diamond and Pearl, as you know, is just straight cheating.
Yeah, it's full hacks.
Yeah, it's full hacks.
It's literally broken as hell.
And then you have facilities like the Battle Factory, where it's you choose random Pokemon and you can do that. And I think that even Botten would have you done the Battle Factory before?
Which game was that one on?
Emerald?
It's on Emerald and in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Basically, it's you get to pick from 3 Pokemon randomly, and then when you fight trainers, you get to pick one of their Pokemon to take with you.
I think I did try that.
Right,
but I probably just dabbled in it a little bit.
yeah. It's not for everybody, but it is kind of cool, and it is kind of interesting. Almost Yu-Gi-Oh! Was it Battle City-ish?
Yeah.
You steal their ace. Yeah. There's just so much there. There's like so many ideas that people can have about Pokemon. I mean, even if you look at Showdown has like 1v1s or mono team battles, or random, and they even have like Pokemon fusions and stuff like that. They even have a thing where you can make your own Pokemon up and give it its own typing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's just so much they could do, and I feel that like each time a game comes out and each time the Battle Factory isn't a thing, or we get like some sham of a battle tower, it just leaves an open space available, or just like a gaping hole in what could be.
I was just thinking, like, to get like a newer generation more interested in battles, because it seems like with all the game, I mean, from as just a casual fan, just seeing the releases, it seems like they're really focusing more on like the collecting and catching than the battling. It seems like the battling just keeps going to the wayside, which is, I don't think they would ever make a game like this now, unless it was like a Coliseum remake to get like those fans back. I just think they need to make it the mainline games more interesting.
Yeah.
To bring people. That's really what it all falls down to. They don't need to make an interesting battle game to get people into battling. They need to make the core fan base that likes the collecting and everything, from like if they did like Let's Go Johto, but they introduced some more battling outside of just the gym leaders, or even made battling a little bit more interesting for casual people. Even making it simpler, just bringing casual people in there, and maybe there's less typings, or if it's easier, if you could see a Pokemon type and it says like what they're weak to, like next to it, like if you turn like an assist mode. I think something like that would go a long way in just bringing people more into the battling, because it seems like, I don't really know the scene at all, but it feels like to me, if I was a brand new Pokemon player, the battling would seem like the least interesting part. It's like the people who are really into battling, is that getting like a smaller and smaller, and the people who are joining in on Pokemon are not as focused on it. You guys would probably know that more than me.
Yeah, it seems like it's more of like, I guess it's more of like the whimsy of just how open the worlds are, and like they like all the Pokemon and catching them and collecting them and stuff. But I don't really hear too many people about battling, but I mean, at least in the general sense. But I mean, we're kind of already in that lane of like paying attention to like the more nuanced groups, where it's like the shiny hunters, or it's like like the competitive battling, or we're kind of like ear to the ground on that kind of stuff, I feel like. And that's kind of more the thing that we're interested in. That's what we're trying to get out of it. But we're not really like focused on like what the collective is doing, like what everybody else is doing. I guess that Game Freak is trying to cater to the lowest common denominator, I guess, which is just like people that just want to buy the game because it's Pokemon, and then they just want to go through like a basic game. But I don't know. I mean, I would like to see more fleshed out battle systems on there. I would like to see something more involved, something more for the core fans. I feel like that. I mean, I don't know. They just don't really. They don't really like represent us too much anymore. And that if there is more specific, like battling things, it's not really on a main game. It's more on like a mobile game.
They wouldn't have world championships in different places every single year. They wouldn't have regionals in cities to get people to go.
Yeah, I get that's true. That's very true.
They wouldn't.
And it's
televise
not that. Yeah, and it's not that kids aren't into like highly competitive games. Like my nephew, he stayed with me for 2 weeks, and he was playing. He just got super into Rocket League and Fortnite. Obviously, like those are, as much as like as Fortnite is like memed on for being a kid stuff. It's still like a highly competitive game. It's only one person out of 100 wins, and it's all about like representing yourself with your skin and the dances and all the sprays and stuff. Like I think that could easily be translated into Pokemon with personalizing your team, maybe having different like accessories like skins for a Pokemon or something. Like it seems like it wouldn't be too hard to really get more people excited, to bring it up to the times, because it has to be something that's mainstream because it's Pokemon. It has to appeal to the most people, but still make it unique and more inviting to people to want to get into it, like to want to get into like a tournament of 100 people and see who's the last one standing somehow. That seems like something that would be kids would get into.
Yeah. So let me ask you guys this then. If you were to create your own like Battle Frontier facility, what would be your niche? Because mine.
Can you go over the Battle Frontier real quick?
So it's like there's like the battle tower, which is just like a gauntlet, like you go through and you battle whatever.
I think he means like in general. So the Battle Frontier is like a post game area you go to like really test your battling metal. Each battle facility, of which there's usually 5, has some gimmick to it. The Battle Factory, you battle with random Pokemon and can choose one from the loser. The Battle Palace has some, I can't remember the specifics of that one, but basically you get 3 turns, and if you can't knock out or defeat the other opponent in those 3 turns, then you lose. The Battle Pyramid is like an endurance test. You go in with 3 Pokemon, and you have to battle trainers and wild Pokemon while trying to make it out of the maze to the top without having all your Pokemon faint.
I think that's the one I played a lot. I think
I can't remember I think it's the Battle Dome is just straight up battles, and you can use like your points to like check the other person's team, heal your Pokemon, or do something else. And then the Battle Pike is just like a battle after battle, but you get to choose one of 3 doors to go through, and it's at random, so you could choose the right path and just go to the next battle, or you can choose a path and get poisoned and then go to the next battle. And then for Gen 4, they kept the same Battle Frontier in Johto and Sinnoh, where it's the Battle Arcade, where, like I said, a random thing will happen before each battle, either a status or an item or a berry to heal your team. The Battle Factory is the same. The Battle Tower is just a gauntlet of battles that gets more and more difficult as you approach like the win streak. The battle hall, I think, is where you pick a type and you battle like a stream of trainers with just that Pokemon type. And then who's the last one? The Battle Palace is the same thing as the Battle Dome. You can just use your points to see what the other team has and use your points to heal your Pokemon and do stuff like that. But the goal is that there's it's kind of like a badge you get like a battle print, which is like your character and the brain head, which is like the gym leaders of the Battle Frontier. Frontier Brain. And you get them on a silver if you win a 21 battle streak, and a gold if you win a 49 battle streak, which is 49 battles in a row. And like I said, it's just like an after game thing that you do to take either your Pokemon that you used in the game or Pokemon that you raised to conquer, this and get stuff like that. And then you use the points that they give you it's like kind of like a vicious cycle. Like you use those points to buy items, like you use it to buy the choice band or the life orb or choice specs to make the Pokemon you have stronger so that those battles go easier. Is it in a nutshell.
Yeah. So the thing that I would do, I think it would just break the whole fucking thing, is randomize types for everyone. Like randomize types for your Pokemon, randomize types for the opponent, and you got to go through and just kind of like, oh, I got to think about what their typing is now, or even guess what their type is, and then just go in terms of like battling from there. Yeah. But I feel like that could break some things, though. I don't know. Like, I mean, depending on the Pokemon they have in there, like, what if you go against a Shedinja and it has like, actually, no, Wonder Tomb doesn't exist, or can't exist anymore with the existence of Fairy type. So, yeah, I don't know. Something like that I feel like would be kind of interesting. Just, like, switch things up so you have to kind of think about, guess, what type they are, and then going off like that.
I have one. I think something that might be interesting is just talking about, like, Fortnite and bringing, like, kids into it. Like, Fortnite. A way to have more of, like, Fortnite Battle Pass, $19, something like that. I think they should add the Fortnite $19 Battle Pass to
Who wants one?
Pokemon.
That'd be
Okay,
great.
so that's my add Fortnite Battle Pass.
Add Fortnite to Pokemon.
Yeah, $19
Just the Fortnite Battle
card.
Pass. I just want an option. There should be like continue, new game, mystery gifts, options, buy Fortnite Battle Pass.
Just within the Pokemon game.
Yeah, it's just logged into my Epic account. My friends can see what I'm like. No, something that I think would be cool is like a big tournament. And what if everyone starts with just like one Pokemon, like an online? Like I'm thinking about. I also really like the Tetris 99 game and all those 99 games they put up.
F-Zero 99.
What if F-Zero 99 is actually a lot of fun? I was playing that. If it was like a group of like 50 or like maybe 25 people, I don't know how many it would need to be to the tournament, but everyone starts with just like one Pokemon. And you do battles, and then if you beat them, you add their Pokemon to your party, and then you go to the next one, and there's like 2v2 battles. Something like where everyone starts off low, and then you build yourself up, and by the time it's the last battle, it's the last two people with a full party of 6.
6v6? Oh, that'd be wild. That'd be so
it seems
wild.
like something that would be a lot of fun, because it's a way you could jump in, and if you lose right away, it's like, oh, okay, I'll get the next one.
Yeah, or you get like items to like boost your Pokemon too.
Yeah, because that's what the 99 games are. Those 99 games is you're really into it and you want to win, but if you lose, it's like, oh, I'll just jump into the next one. It's no big deal.
The only one of those that I ever played was it Fall Guys when it came out. Yeah, because that's technically, I guess, a battle royale of sorts, right? Yeah, it was cool for the time being for like a couple weeks, and then I kind of just forgot about it. But I also never won a match, so. Yeah.
It's fun when you have one of those games, and just imagine if you were one of the last two battling the 6, and then it's all Pokemon that you've beaten.
Yeah.
Like that just seems like it'd be such a rush. Like, oh shit, I'm gonna win this, and then you get maybe you save that team to your game, or maybe you get to pick one Pokemon from there to your game, or something like that. Or,
oh, for sure.
Maybe there's some kind of item you can get from it. But yeah, and like adding like in between matches, you get to pick an item.
Something of that sort.
I think something like that would be a lot of fun. Because I really like the kind of online games where you could jump in, and if you lose right away, it's not a big deal. You just jump right into the next one.
Yeah. Instead of it just being like, oh, this game sucks, I'm not going to play this anymore. Like, you're like, oh, let me try this one more time. Let me try this one more time.
Yeah, starting up, with, like, if you just start first round in 6v6 battle, and then you lose, like, I just feel like that's a lot of time invested. So I feel like.
Right.
Whereas if it was just one person, it's like, okay, just one more. I got this next one.
One more time.
I think like an enhanced battle pyramid, I think would be pretty cool. Like if you could go, because the battle pyramid does have like type specific floors. Like you could go up to like a certain floor and find just dragon types and stuff like that. I think having like a full dungeon based on the type, and then like have like the, as you go higher, like let's say there's 7 floors. I'm not sure exactly how many floors are in the battle pyramid, but like floor 1 is just like Oddish and Bellsprout, and then like by the time you get to floor 7, it's like level 70 or whatever like the level cap is, like final evolutions like Venusaur and let's say like broken grass Pokemon like Grassy Surge, Rillaboom with what's the grass priority one? I can't remember. Grassy Glide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's say like each of them gets like a berry or something because they're technically like wild Pokemon, so they have like a berry. So like if you bring fire types, I don't know what the fire berry one is that
it's
you
like
eat.
The Aka berry or something.
Yeah, like the Aka. Like each of them have like an Aka berry. And then, not to mention, you also have trainers who then can have like grass types, but they have like life orb and choice bands and stuff like that.
Oh, they're more like made items instead of a natural item like a berry.
Right, and then like maybe add like certain ways to like avoid trainers. Like you can introduce like keys that open doors that's like bypass trainers, but you by bypassing the trainer, you give up like getting an item that you would have gotten if you just bypass use the key to get past them.
Major key alert.
Major key alert. I feel like that would
Another
be pretty
one.
cool. That would also make it so that like it's a challenge, but like to casual players, it's not like an impossible one.
Mm-hmm.
Have they ever done like a Pokemon rogue-like battle system?
I don't think they've ever done that before, have they?
Mm-mm.
That'd be cool.
Because now I have the idea of like starting with one Pokemon and building your party as you go is stuck in my head. And
Yeah,
something like a dungeon crawler where you
check the last episode, check the last episode.
Mystery Dungeon.
I
think that was a couple episodes ago.
Oh yeah.
But
Was it a couple episodes ago?
Go check that out. The playlist
check that
is
one out.
in the description.
Start with 2 Pokemon, and then you can get every single one of
Or,
them.
wait, somewhere around there. Yeah.
But that's not with battling. You can't battle in that game.
Yeah, you fight, but you don't battle, but you fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just grab a switchblade and you're just like, you want to fight? This isn't a battle anymore. I'm not just a steel type.
This isn't a battle. This is a fight now.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't know Pikachu was a steel type.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's electric steel with a piece that it has.
When you equip knife with it.
Yeah, equip the knife. Yeah, it's just the description. It's a knife.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Battle
The
Revolution.
ability is it's sharp.
Yeah. Oh God.
Battle Revolution 5.
Battle Revolution fucking sucks.
We want a revolution. This was
Yeah.
not the revolution.
This was tepid. This was
not.
tepid as hell. This is like I can't recommend it except for getting the freaking like Magmortar, Electivire, Pikachu.
They're not even good.
Yeah, it's really not worth your time. Like,
It would have been
somebody else
different if
played
you
it.
got like Shaman or Darkrai from it, but they're not. They're just not good. They're not good.
Yeah, there's
If this
so
is
many
a
other
4,
games.
then what would be a 1 or a 2?
That's
Say
a good
Pokemon
question.
Channel. Pokemon Channel
Yeah,
or Pokemon.
yeah, Channel.
Hey,
That
Pikachu.
wasn't even a game. That was just an avant-garde experiment.
Right.
It was an experience.
Yeah, it was an experience.
I don't even remember
You
what we gave it, but yeah, that would be like my lowest score.
yeah, Channel was a waste of time. But at least, well, no, I can't even give it an at least. It's nothing. There's
I can't even give the puzzle games a bad score because at least they're a game. Channel is nothing.
Yeah, that's why we haven't done like episodes about like puzzle whatever like
Puzzle Quest or
Yeah.
Troze.
Yeah, Troze and Puzzle Quest, like those aren't games that are like an exclusively a Pokemon experience. It's like those are puzzle games that have a Pokemon skin on them. Because I think of like Battle Revolution or like Stadium or Hey You Pikachu or whatever. Those are very much a Pokemon experience. Like those are like you can't really just put anything else on there and entice people to go play it. Like with Troze, or if they did like or Pokemon Picross, like I'm gonna play Picross. I fucking love Picross, dude. I play the Mario Picross on Game Boy all the time. Like that's a game that'll tie me in no matter what it is. But like, Hey You Pikachu, you can't do that with like regular Earth animals. Like you can't do that with like a mouse or whatever. Like you'd have to have a Pikachu on there, or you'd have to have something.
Didn't they try to do that with
Nintendogs.
like the PlayStation?
Hey,
Well,
Nintendogs was
Nintendogs-
great. Nintendogs was
But didn't
excellent
Nintendogs
game.
was good.
Excellent.
Let's talk about Nintendogs instead of
Yeah.
Pokemon Battle Resolutions.
Right, honestly though, like I remember having the Labrador and Friends one, and I got a toy poodle named after my old dog Snowy. Yeah, that was my everything, man. Yeah, I love Nintendogs.
That was a good one. They should remake Nintendogs.
Yeah, for the
They
Switch.
should do a Pokemon Battle Revolution game, but
Switch
it's just
dogs?
Nintendogs. Like do a Battle Revolutions remake and it's just Nintendogs on the Switch.
Yeah, it's just like there's not even battling or anything. It's literally just Nintendogs, but with Battle Revolution as a title.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nintendogs Battle Revolution.
Yeah, and it's just Nintendogs.
That'd be awesome.
I would probably like that more than the actual Battle Revolution that we
Me
got.
too.
Yeah. But I think we've gone too far off track on this one. Yeah, we're definitely past the hour mark, so I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I'd put a warning in the video, like the 30-minute mark. Like we stopped talking about Battle Revolution here.
Yeah, it's just after that, it's babbling. It's in the name. Like we're gonna babble, and this is probably the longest we babbled on an episode because like there's not much to talk about on Battle Revolution. It's lame.
Right.
Are you guys doing an episode on Pokemon Dash?
No, because that is just not worth talking about. It's just
you could have added it to this episode maybe. Because that's
Dash
also
sucks.
a game that disappointed me.
It's a tech demo.
Yeah, well, just put all the bad Pokemon spin-off games in one episode. Just call it Worst Games Compilation.
Yeah, and it's just 5 minutes long. Dash, it sucks. I don't know. It doesn't really. Well, it doesn't. Well, it's not good, but I don't know. If
In
it's
terms of
full-on
Pokemon
sucks.
games I played, I'll probably give this a 1.
Yeah.
This is probably just. It's just like I can't.
Disappointment
Out of every
your day is
Pokemon game I
ruined.
played, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not today. I get to hang out with the Pokemon Babblers, so.
Oh,
But
man.
the day I played this game, then that day was ruined.
I feel
And
it.
then every day I've thought about it since then until today.
Yeah, exactly. Just got lifted up a little bit because you got to talk shit about all the other days since then.
Yeah. Redeemed itself.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, listening, etc. If you like what
Thank
you
you
saw,
all for putting up with us.
yeah, thanks for dealing with this because this is just this is the definition of getting off track. And so, let us know what you thought about it or what you would do to improve Battle Revolution, which literally just make a game, but or what you would like to see in a Battle Revolution game. Also, thanks to Bottenbig over here for joining us once again.
That's me. You're pointing at me.
On my screen, I'm pointing to Bottenbig.
Oh, okay.
So go
Can
subscribe
you
to his
arrange it now
channel.
that you're pointing at me?
This guy, rat bastard. Well, I'm pointing down, so you'll probably end up being over here in the edit. So yeah, forget that guy. But shout out to this guy over here. Like, go subscribe to Bottenbig. Go check out what he's doing. And yeah, we will. It actually does look like I'm pointing over.
That's the kind of stuff you get in my channel. Cause
Oh man, the weirdness. Yeah, if you want to
I'm
go
working
off
on
the
videos.
yeah, if you want to go off the rails, Bottenbig's channel is definitely the place to be. And so, yeah, go check him out. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you all in the next episode. Later? Question mark. Bye.
To be continued.